Okay, everybody. Hello. Can you hear me? Type in the comments if you can hear me or not. Um, Hold on a second. All right. Okay, I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. And I don't know how to stop my notifications on there. So let me answer somebody's messenger here. Okay, I was just telling somebody how to get on here. All right, and let me mute my notifications on my phone. Okay, I think we've got it under control. Like I said, I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. We can start with our introductions. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. And the name of my Facebook page, as you see, is Creating Cards with Debbie. And you can shop with me at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And that's curling across the bottom of the screen right now. So if you miss that when I say it. And the May host code, if your order is under $150, use the code FPJSFGSQ. Hi, Alice. Glad you found me. Glad you're feeling better today. Okay, I'm just going through the introductions and everything right now. So if you have any questions on anything that I'm doing today or any questions about Stampin' Up, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com, or you can private message me on Facebook, whichever you prefer. All right, we're going to set that aside. We're going to go through some things here. Let me get my phone out of the way. Okay, Stampin' Up! Has Paper Pumpkin going on, and it shows as a sneak peek for 3 months at a time. So we had April, and now we're into May. And you got until May 10th to sign up for the May Paper Pumpkin Kit, which it says make cards for Father's Day and more to express your gratitude and admiration. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. It has pre-cut paper accent pieces and labels. Got a phone call coming in. I'm going to ignore that. It has coordinating colors are Wild Wheat, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, and Misty Moonlight is a classic Stampin' Spot that you get with that, the little tiny ink pad. And also it coordinates with Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, and Basic Beige, which is one of our new colors in our catalog today. Okay, this shows a little better view of it. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up very well. Yes, Alice, so is mine. Both of my parents are both gone. So I'm an orphan, I guess you'd say. Okay, and you can add on the coordinating dies that go along with these 3 months, April, May, and June. It has the butterfly, it has the hexagon, and then it has the thanks word die. And if you are interested in that, just reach out to me and I'll give you the item code with that. So, okay. And May is a brand new month. So Stampin' Up! Is offering a new sign-up special. It says join today and get new in-color products for free. And it's kind of a sneak peek here. And you've got, this runs from May 1st until May 31st to sign up to get your starter kit. But not only is it a starter kit to start selling Stampin' Up, if you didn't want to do that, you could just do it to get your discount. So here's what you get. For $99, you will get another $82. Well, let me back up the bus here. For $99, you get $125 worth of product of your choice. And then on top of that, you'll also get this 82 added value, which you get all the classic Stampin' pads, the new in colors, the 2024 to 26. So those are 5 stamp pads. You'll also get the 2024 to 2026 in color 8.5 cardstock, which is a variety pack. And the 2024 to 2026 in color 6x6 designer series paper. We're going to be using that today. And also you'll get the markers, the 2024 to 2026 color markers. So that's 5 markers that you get with that. So altogether you'll get 4 in color products plus your choice of $125 worth of products, free shipping and free business supplies for just $99. Not to mention all the fun of being part of Stampin' Up's creative community, which I have a lot of uplines that are my team members, and we help each other. And if you have any questions, everybody's there to help. So it's a really good team that I'm on. So, okay, I pretty much went through all the details of that. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, private message me, and I'll be glad to help you along with that. And if you just wanted to get it for your starter kit, you'll get your discount. So, but I can go into that more in detail if you reach out to me with any questions. Okay, don't forget we still have our online exclusives that are in my store. So you can go in there and scroll down. You'll find the online exclusives on the left side, and it has multiple items in there. So that's a good stuff happening. All right, and the excitement for today is our brand new catalog starts today. So I know some of you have already received yours, and now we can open it on camera. So this is a little different compared to our last catalog. It's going to take a little getting used to, I think, but I think after I get used to it all, I'm going to like it. And it also has the color wheel that's in the back on page 132. So it's got some samples over here, the monochromatic, complementary, and all those. A lot of those words I can't even say. I won't even try struggling through them. So lots and lots of colors. And here's our new in colors for 2024 to 2026 on page 139. So I'm going to be using those today. So I got mine wire bound yesterday, but the guy, when he did it, he took a nick out of it, my cover, and he took some of the coloring off of my page right here. So I'm kind of upset. And I usually get the plastic covering that comes with it, but he didn't offer that. So I didn't know that they weren't going to. I would have said something. But that's the small stuff. We're not going to sweat that. Okay, so today we're going to do a 3D project. And I'm going to show you a sample of the one that I did ahead of time. My husband likes this one. This is my first one that I did as a sample. And it's going to hold your pad in here. And when you're done at the pad, you just slip it back out, so it's not going to be permanent in there. So, and then I've got the Velcro closures on it. So you wouldn't have to do that. You could just use maybe a ribbon or something instead if you wanted. But this is my sampling. And we'll set that aside. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with our 3D project. And we're going to be using the Country Birdhouse, which is a new bundle that's in the catalog. And let me find that real fast for you. Let me turn to my index, and it's called Country Birdhouse. So that is right here, page 51. And I went right past it. Wouldn't you know it? You can tell I haven't turned pages on this. It's a brand new catalog. Okay, so Country Birdhouse is right here. And it also has the country flowers, which is a kind of a suite. You could get them all together, everything, or you can buy them separately. So, but we're just going to do the bundle here of the birdhouse, the country birdhouse. And I don't think I'm using anything else on those pages. So that was page 50. All right, let's get the show on the road. Put everything in my folder here. So let me get everything out here. My instructions might help. I'm going to bring this all out without dumping it on the floor. So I've got some Velcro that we're going to use. And I'm going to start out. Let me do my cardstock first. On my last one I did, I used the thick basic white cardstock, but it was kind of hard to score the lines and everything, and I didn't like it because it didn't lay down real flat. So I'm just going to use the basic white cardstock. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer out here, make a little bit of room. You can find this paper trimmer in our catalog too. It has the scoring blade and the cutting blade both. So we're going to use the cutting blade first. I'm going to have to pull this arm out. And look at my instructions. So, okay, this one is going to be the left side of our folder. And we're going to cut that at 5 7/8 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 7/8. It's between the 3/4 mark and the half mark. So that's 5 7/8. We're going to cut that off, and we'll save that scrap for something later. And that's going to be 11 inches, which our paper already is 11 inches. All right, and we're going to get that cutting blade out of the way because we're going to do some scoring. And we're going to score on the short side at 5.5 inches. So right there. Oops. Did I cut this too short? I think I cut it too short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did. I cut my paper too short. Well, I'll have to grab another one. So let me grab this extra one here. All right. I'm wrong. 5 7/8 is between the 3/4 and the 6. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's between the 3/4 and the 6 mark. All right, let's do this right. And now we're going to score that at 1/2 inch. No. 5.5 inch. I pay attention to my directions here so I don't mess up. All right, we're going to score that down that edge. Hello, Becky. Glad you're here. We just got started. Okay, and then on the long side, we're going to score that at 2 3/4 inches. And I want to make sure my paper is going right. So I'm going to turn it this way. So you'll have your score line at the bottom. And then we're going to put that over at 2 3/4 inches and make sure. Yes, 2 3/4 inches. And we'll score that. And so it should look like this. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. The score line's down here for the 1/2 inch. And then the 2 3/4 is right here. But I'm going to have to set that aside. I'm going to have to grab me another sheet of cardstock here. So pardon me as I get up here. And it looks like I need to open a brand new pack. Then let me walk farther. Okay, it's a basic. Our cardstock comes with 40 sheets of the white. So you get quite a few in there. Let me grab my snips here, and Stampin' Up! I find has a good quality paper cardstock compared to some of our other stores where you can get it maybe cheaper, but it's not as good quality, I find. I know when you stamp on this and use your stamping blends, it's got a lot better quality. It doesn't bleed, or it doesn't smear, I guess, spread like the other stuff does. Okay, pay attention, Deb. All right, this one's going to be 8 inches by 11 inches. So we're going to bring that over to 8 inches. Put that on. And then we're going to turn it. It's 11 inches. Okay. And now we want to score the short side at 3/8 inches. So 1, 2, 3. Let me double check here something. It's okay, it's the line between the 1/4 and the 1/2. So it would be right here, 3/8 inches. Get my cutting blade out of there. We don't want to snip that off. So we're going to score that at 3/8 inches. And then we're going to slide back over to 5 7/8 inches. So again, that's right there, just before the 6. 5 7/8. And slide it over to 6 1/4. And I have a hard time seeing on my blade there, but I'm going to double check this to make sure my measurement's right. So right there, 6 1/4, and we're just a tad bit too much. All right. I need to put a mark there. I guess it's right where the seam is right there. It's kind of hidden. 6 1/4. And then we're going to turn that over. And we're going to have, so our big double score lines are at the bottom. And we're going to score this at 2 3/4 inches. It looks complicated, but it's not really. So I'm probably not explaining it the best. All right, so here's your small score line. Here's your double score lines, and here's your 2 3/4 inch score line. So I'm going to move my paper trimmer out of the way, and we're going to bring our bone folder over here, and we're going to burnish these. Let me start with our first one first. We're going to put this back, fold it, and burnish. So like I said in the description, we're going to do a 3D project, which is this folder, notepad folder, and then we're going to do a card to match it. So, okay, we're going to lay this right here, and I think I goofed. I did. I should have scored the other ends. We're going to turn it over this way. That's why there's 2 sides to every paper. Okay, we want to strip on this side. And there. So it should look like this. I did that on my first one too. I don't know. I thought I was doing it right. All right, we're going to fold this back. And I think I did the same on this one. All right, so they're both going to be matching anyway. Same side of the paper. It doesn't matter on this. All right. And we're going to fold this one back. And then fold this one on the score line. And I'm going to fold this back. All right, and now on this one, we're going to cut out this section. So I'm going to bring my paper snips over here, and we're going to cut along that score line. And again, over here, we're not angling these, we're just going to cut it straight on the line, the score line. And that was a little bit more I need to take off of there. Okay. So that's the only portion that we're going to be cutting off. I could say that for something, I guess. Still good. All right. Now we're going to bring our tear and tape over here, and we're going to use that to connect our two pieces together. So I'm going to put tear and tape on the smaller first section. I'm going to put it all along here and then a little bit right here. And I'm going to add some more later when we get it assembled, so don't put the tear and tape too far away. Okay, so we're going to start here. And just run that down that seam. And like it says, it's tear and tape, so you don't need a scissors, you just tear it off. And stick it to my fingers. We're going to put another strip over here across this edge. And tear that off. And we don't put any on the other one right now, so let me burnish those down really good, make sure they're sticking. And we're going to take your pick tool over here because I've got no fingernails to grab. So I'm going to pull this off. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to lay that down on top of my other one, matching it up. And I'm probably getting my head in the view. Let me start up here maybe. All right, that went down okay. Looks good. Maybe a little bit over. And that one should have been over a little bit more. Well, I need to put some more tear and tape in there. I didn't have it centered right. It's only paper. We can fix it. And I wouldn't have a project going on if I didn't have some kind of mistakes going on that I have to correct. So it didn't look like I was matching up quite right. I guess it is. Okay. It was good. Just thought I missed it a little bit. All right. This is going to go up. So we're going to reinforce that again. And I'm going to burnish this again. The more you do this with your paper, the better it's going to lay. So I kind of do it a couple of times to get it to fold right. And if you wanted to use the thick cardstock, you could, but I had problems getting it to burnish really good and lay flat. So, all right. And then we're going to, I'm going to put some tear and tape along these. Well, I've got one here already, but I'm going to add some more to these too. So that'll hold our pockets together better. You don't have to, but I didn't on my first one, but when I did my second one, I did. I wanted it to stay in place a little bit better. Okay. Pull our backings off of those. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'm good. We had sunshine to start with this morning, but it's disappeared. I don't know. I guess we got some rain coming in again. All right, we're going to fold this up and match that center seam. And then we're going to press down our outer edge there and press down this edge here. So there we've got 2 pockets. And I'm going to bring over our notebook pad. And these come in a 3-pack I got, I guess, at Walmart or somewhere. So, but they're, what's the size on them? They are the junior legal pads. And they are 5 inches by 8.5 by 8 inches, 5 by 8. So that's the size. It's not the big ones, it's the smaller ones. So I'm going to slide that in there. Hi, Sharon. Hi. Yes, don't forget, everybody, to like and share the video. Oh, and I need to announce a winner. Let's take a break here. I'm going to announce the winner from last week. Remember, we had a drawing for whoever the drawing got picked, that they would win one of last week's cards. Well, we've got a winner. Let me move this out of the way. And the winner is Sharon Bettis. Congratulations. Okay, now you get to pick which card you want. We've got the cat. We've got the gerbil and the little chick. These come with the envelopes too. So remember, we did the envelopes. And or the bear. So you get to pick which one you would like. And I'll just give you a moment, Sharon. So the bear, the chicken, rodent, a gerbil, I guess, or something, and then the cat. Which one would you like? Oh, Becky, I'm jealous. You're sitting outside on your porch in the sunshine. Okay, the gerbil and the hippie chickie. Okay, that's a good choice. I'll get that out to you. We need to meet up anyway, so maybe I'll just hand deliver it to you instead of mailing it. So, okay. And let me set that aside so I don't lose it. There we go. All right, back to the program. All right, so we've got our folder here, and this is how it's going to go. But I'm going to decorate that, so I'm going to take our things out of there for now. All right, and the paper that we're going to be using it comes from the Delightfully Eclectic, and it's a big pack. I think it's like 48 sheets, double-sided. So we're going to be using this pattern, and it's on the other side, and this here. So I could have used the in colors, but I needed a bigger sheet, and those only come 6 by 6, so I had to improvise. All right, so we're going to start out. We've got 2 of these that are 5 1/4 inches by 8 inches, and you need 2 of those. And then you need 2 of the striped paper, or whichever you decide to use, and these are 5 1/4 inches by 2.5 inches. And like I said, you need 2 of those. And you need 2 of the designer series paper, which goes on the flap of your notebook, this part, the front and the back. And these are 1 1/2 by 8 inches. And then another smaller one with the flowers. And this is going to go on the top of your notebook, right across here, to cover up this section. And this is going to be 5 inches by 2.5 inches, and then score it at 1 inch and 1 1/4 inches. So we'll set those aside. We'll start assembling our notebook pad holder. I'm going to start with the larger pieces here. I'm just going to open my notebook holder and I'm going to start applying those. And of course, my adhesive of choice is going to be my Tombow or my mono liquid glue. Some call it the green glue. I just call it Tombow. All right, now we're going to place that on there. This is the front of our holder. And I'm going to leave a little border going all around it. And I need to scooch it down just a hair. All right, and then we're going to take this one, and this is going to go on their back side. And we'll do the same. Hard to believe that today is May 1st, May Day. Didn't we used to make May baskets or something years ago? Oops, I just bumped the camera with my head. And it needs to be squished over. Okay. So here's our front and here's the back. All right, and I think I'm going to do the inside. These will go on the inside right there and there. This side's pretty too. I almost did that on part of it. And we're going to place that centered on our pocket and do the same with this one. And I want to kind of keep them straight across from each other, align them. That can be challenging. All right, there we go. And now we're going to do our little flap. I guess I'll start with the inside first. It doesn't matter. You do the outside or the inside first. Add our adhesive. And try to line that up with the bottom here. Let's pull that down a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I can get these lined up here. So and of course my live is today and Jack's out there with the lawnmower again. He's just got to mow on Wednesdays, I guess. All right, I'm going to fold this and get my seams where they need to be. I think I'll do it this way. And put that down before I wanted it to. And being difficult there. That looks good. Okay, so there's our holder. There's our flap that's going to open and like this. So I'm going to grab our Velcro and we're going to add that. And these are just the thin clear Velcro. They're the, what are they, the 3/8 inch. You could put a bigger one on there too, but this is all I had available to me right now. So we'll just use what we got. And I'm going to cut those apart. In my original, I put 3, but On my second one I only did one, and I think I like it with the one better. So I'm going to open my flap, and I'm going to tear off the film on just one side. And I'll place that in the center about, I'm not measuring or anything. And then I'll take off the film off that other side. There, make sure it lets go. I've got glue on my fingers that wants to stick to me. And I'm just lining my things up here. And I think it'd be better if I put my folder in there to give it some depth. There we go, that's better. So now I can close it and making sure those line up, and then I'm going to push down on that to make it attach. So there, we got it. So it just opens up, and you press it back down to close it. All right. Thank you, Alice. Okay, so we can put our tablet in there, our notepad. So you've got a pocket here you can put things in, and you could probably, no, I was going to say you could maybe fit a pen on the side, but it won't fit, I don't think. So here's our notepad holder, and now we're going to decorate it. So put my instructions aside. Oh, we got to do our notebook thing first. Bring that back over here. I forgot. Let's bring that out. I've already scored these at 1 inch and 1 1/4 inches. So we're just going to burnish those edges. And this edge. Okay. And now the short side is going to go to the front. So it's going to go just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add our adhesive to the front and that center area. And we're going to place that down onto our notepad and press that down, and press on that top edge also to make sure it closes up there. And then we're going to add our glue to the back section. So even the back looks pretty. Let me close up my glue for a while. All right, so there. Oh, and my flowers are upside down. I just noticed that. Well, see, nothing's perfect here, so I don't know, maybe nobody will notice that part. Okay. So let's put that back into our holder. And close that. So there we go with our upside down flowers, but that's okay. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. All right, so now we're going to decorate. And I've got a lot of things done ahead of time, so you won't have to sit and watch me because we're going to be duplicating a lot of this onto our cards. So bring this back over here. I stamped and die cut the birdhouse, and I stamped it onto our new designer series paper, which is very pretty. I'm liking the designs this time. Each year our designs on our 6x6s changes. So this is the pattern I'm using for the birdhouse, and that's the top of the house with the stripes. And then we've got this with the little dots and nice pretty design on the back. So it's 4 patterns altogether of each color. So don't you just love these colors? I love these. And we've got Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, which is the returning color from years ago, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. I love the names, don't you? We're going to set that aside, and we'll set that aside. So I've already stamped the birdhouse onto my paper. I used a punch to punch out the little black circle, and that's a, what size was that? It's not Stampin' Up. They got away with their 3/4 inch punch, so it's just a generic from, I don't know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. And then I used this little punch, which is a double punch, which is retired, and I used the little circle. I think it's like a 3/8 inch or something. So I did that, and I cut out the bottom portion and all these on top. But we're going to do all those on our card, so I can explain it better then. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these down, and I've already heat embossed our sentiment, which says, hoping you have the best day ever, which is this stamp set right here. And that's going to go at the top. And here's our birdhouse there. And I die cut the little stand to hold the birdhouse. And that's going to go down there. And that's just basic black. And I stamped our flower, and I colored those using the Petunia Pop Stampin' Blends and Old Olive, which is an old color. And I stamped and colored the bird and die cut it, and that is gray granite with the Pretty in Pink belly, and then the feet and the beak are the peach pie. So let's go ahead and assemble these, and then we can get onto our card. So I'm going to place my birdhouse up on dimensionals, and the small ones, I want the bigger ones, and I'm going to place enough dimensionals on the back of this. I don't want it sinking because we're going to be using it. It's going to be in and out of our area, so we need to make sure it's going to withstand all the wear and tear, so to speak. And I'll put one there and another one right there. So let's pop those off. Oh, missed that one. Come here. Oh, I don't think I got it off there. There it is. It was hiding on me. It didn't want to come off. All right, so we're going to place our birdhouse right about there, I think. Press that down. And our stand is going to just be glued underneath them. I'm not going to pop that up. So I'll put some glue on the center portion. And a few dots here and there ought to do it. And I'll spread that one around. It got a little bit too much right there. I don't want it gobbing out on me either. And this could go either way. I've seen some use it this way, but I'm going to turn it this way and have those as my feet of the bird stand. So right about there, is that centered? Now, come on, stick. Yeah, it looks crooked to me. Story of my life. Scoot you over. This lawnmower don't sound very good. Is he running out of gas? All right, so there's our birdhouse so far. And I'm going to take this flower and I'm going to place that up here. And our bird is going to go right here. But I'm going to put a dimensional behind his tail because his tail is going to be sticking off of there a bit. So let me grab my mini dimensionals. That should fit on his tail okay. And then I'm going to add some glue to the rest of his body. Take that backing off. And we're going to place him right about there. And the flower, I'm going to, let me see here, you can see at this again. I'm going to just place the glue on this side. And probably got too much glue on there. I tend to do that. Okay. And I thought I had some leaves in here, didn't I? Guess I didn't. All right, we're going to mix them out of this other packet. And where are they? All right, I think I've got extras in my other card kit. Well, how did I seal that up? I sealed it really good. And I want to grab a couple leaves out of here. I've already die cut. All right, let me see here. We wanted a double one. It's going to go right about there, and maybe a single one over here. I'm going to cut this tip off of this one because we're going to push that up underneath our flower. And this leaf is going to go on the other side. And I'm going to add it right about there. Oops, I got glue on my leaves already. I don't need to do that yet. All right, and we're going to add a bow, and the bow comes from it is the Petunia Pop bordered ribbon, and it's this here, but I cut it down the middle, so I made two out of one kind of thing. And when I did that, it kind of raveled a little bit, which I like that look. It's kind of a shabby chic look. So I'm going to take our ribbon and I'm going to place that underneath there with the glue dots. Thank you, Alice. And I'm going to just roll that a little bit and place that mini glue dot right there and add our ribbon to that. And I made a double bow. I guess I didn't mention that. It's a double bow. All right, and then we die cut a little flower, which is in the dies. It's got all kinds of extras in here. It's got 23 dies to this. So I die cut this little flower here, and we're going to place that at our top of our birdhouse with a little bit of glue. And then, trying to see what I'm missing. All right, and of course we need to add some bling. So we're going to add some rhinestones. And where's my take your pick tool at? There it is. I want the gummy end. And let's get some rhinestones out here. I opened a brand new package yesterday. Now if I can get them out of the package, we'll be doing good. My fingers aren't working today. There we go. So I'm going to grab a small one, and we're going to place that right in the center of that flower there on top. And got a dog hair there, got to get rid of. All right, and then we're going to grab another one and place in the center of our flower. And I usually do odd numbers, so I'm going to grab maybe a medium-sized one, and we're going to place that right down here to bling up our bird stand. And we still got to put our sentiment down. And I think I'm going to place that up on dimensionals too. So let me grab, we'll go with our mini dimensionals. They're a little bit smaller. We can put those in smaller spaces. And I just heat embossed our sentiment onto black paper using the white embossing powder. We're going to be doing that on our card next, so I'll show you how we heat embossed if you haven't done it before. Well, come off of their paper. There we go. And I think I'm going to put that at an angle. That way I don't have to worry about if it's straight or not. It works for me. And you could decorate the side here too. You can maybe put some more birds or flowers there. But there's our notebook pad holder. And here's the inside with my upside down flowers that I hope nobody notices. I could take it off later and fix it. And with our Velcro closing, makes it easy. So just a little project that I designed. Hope you like it. All right, so let's go to our card next, which I've kind of buried here with everything. And get my instructions out here. Okay, let me clean up my area a little bit here so I can have room to work. And I don't think we need the tear and tape, so I can put that away. Oh, no, we do. We need it for our ribbon. Never mind. We'll leave it right there. Okay, so here's our card. It says, hello, friend. And it's got the birdhouse on there that matches our folder. So the same birdhouse, same bird design. Except I don't have the stand underneath it. Hello, friend. Hoping you have the best day ever. So I kind of changed it around. This is the sentiment I used on the notebook folder. I put that on our inside. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start out with our, I've got a mess over here. I'm probably going to lose things. Well, we're going to live dangerous here. I'm going to dump everything out onto my table. And we'll go from there. All right, so our card base is going to be our thick white. And this is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And we're going to burnish that edge. And then we have our black mat, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And we're going to heat emboss onto that our sentiment. So I'm going to bring over my heat emboss gun and our sentiment, which is over here. It says, hello, friend. And what did I do with my tray? There it is. It's hiding. This is our embossing tray that's in our catalog. And it comes with the embossing buddy, the reversible tweezers, a little brush, and then the tray, which when you get done dumping your embossing powder in there, all you do is unscrew this little cap like this, and you just pour it out back into your bottle. So waste not, want not. All right, so we're going to bring our embossing buddy over here. And we're going to put this on there so that our powder doesn't stick where we don't want it to stick. It takes away that static cling, and the oil is from our fingers and stuff. Get on the papers. Okay, so we're going to stamp our sentiment. We're going to use our Versamark stamp pad. And our sentiment, which says hello friend. And I always ink it up really good with our Versamark. And when I think it's enough, then I'll go back and do it again just to be sure. And put our lid on our Versamark so we don't get powder in there. And I'm going to bring this down here and put this up in our upper left corner. And I hope it's straight. And then we're going to bring our tray over here and we're going to dump our embossing powder on top of that. And this is our white embossing powder. So we're just going to cap that off. And when I think I have enough, I'm going to do it a couple times to make sure that I've got good coverage. And I'm going to look at that. It looks good. And so I'm going to set this aside and I'll put this back into my container later. Save a little time. And set it somewhere where I'm not going to dump it, which is a good question. Oh, right over there. All right, I'm going to bring my heat gun over here. And I've got two settings. I got a 1 and a 2. The number 2 is a little bit hotter heat. I use that for embossing. But if you're using vellum, you want to use the number 1, which is a little cooler. You don't want to melt your paper either. So you hold this on there just long enough until you see it changing colors. I don't know if the camera's picking it in. It takes a bit to heat the gun up, so have patience. Okay, now we're starting to turn. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Hold it up a little bit better. Hello, friend. You can also do it from the back side. If you do it from the back side, that'll straighten your paper out. It kind of curls a little bit with the heat. All right, that's all there is to that. Set that aside. So here we have that hello friend. Now we're going to add that to our, not yet, we're going to add our ribbon first. I've got a strip of designer series paper that we're going to run down the side here. And that's going to measure 1/2 inch by 5 3/8 inches. So I'm going to glue that to the right side of my black mat here. I'm sure glad my camera is working better than what my cell phone was. This is a lot clearer. I was getting so frustrated before. I couldn't get it to straighten up. And, all right, I want to make sure I've got a same size border all the way down. And then we're going to press that down in place. And sometimes I have to trim off a little excess, but I got that pretty good, so I don't have to. I'm going to bring over my tearing tape again. And we're going to put a strip of that running down our designer series paper here because we're going to hold down our ribbon. And all right, I'm going to have to stick it to my fingers here. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back side to hold my ribbon once I have it down. And I didn't cut my ribbon yet, so let's bring our ribbon back over here. And you don't need to measure it, you just kind of eyeball it and whatever amount you want. So I'm going to cut it off right about there. And that is about 7 inches, I guess is what I've got. If you want the measurement of it, let me see if I got right side. Yeah. And take your pick tool over here to pop that off of my tearing tape. And we're going to place that down centered on that designer series paper. Just having a little bit of that designer series paper peeking out the both sides. And now I'm going to bring my tearing tape back here, and we're going to put a little strip across that top side and the bottom side to hold our ribbon. And it doesn't take very much, just a little piece of it. You could use a mini glue dot too if you'd like to, but as long as I've got the tearing tape out here, it comes in handy. I'll use that. And take this one off. And we're going to fold that over on top of that. And I think I'm going to clip off this excess ribbon over here. We don't need that much bulk in the back of our card. So here's our card so far. Let me get this out of the way. Now we are done with that, so we can put that away. Alrighty, now we're going to bring our card base back over here, and we can go ahead and attach that to the front of our card. And I'm just using my Tombow glue to hold that down. A little extra in the center. Make sure my card's opening the right way. I don't need it upside down. There we go. It does happen. Everybody's quiet. I know Becky's out there enjoying that sunshine. You could pass some along this side of the country. We've had so much rain, and we're supposed to get more, I think, the next couple of days again. We had our driveway done with asphalt Friday, and it's only supposed to take like 24 hours to dry. It's still not quite all the way dry yet, so we haven't been able to drive on it. So I guess because the rain, it messed it up somehow, and it's taken longer to dry it. So patience. All right, get back to what I was doing here. I'm going to take our Petunia Pop. Did I say that right? Yeah, Petunia Pop layer, and I'm going to stamp our birdhouse on there. So I'm going to use my stamp and my black Memento ink, which this is a craft pad. I just inked it up with my black Memento ink, and it works wonderfully. If you have any questions on how I did that, just ask and I'll explain it to you. But it works really good. And Stampin' Up's stamp pads, the surface is really good for inking up your stamps. So that's why I switched. And I'm going to try to fit this on here without going over. Try to use every bit of paper that we can, not waste. All right, and I'm going to hold that there a second. And there's our birdhouse. And while I'm stamping, I might as well do my bird and my flowers. So let me bring a piece of scrap paper over here to do that with. And I'll get one right here. Well, let's use that one little piece that I cut off that other. I missed it. So here's our flower. And our bird. And close that up for now. Okay, so we might as well do our coloring here before we get the die cut machines out. So I've got the gray granite for the bird. So let's go ahead and do the bird first. We want gray granite, light peach pie, and the pretty in pink. I'm going to use the light. pretty in pink. So let me color this bird really quick. It doesn't take very long. And I'm just going to do some shading with my dark gray granite. I'm just following the lines that the stamp set has given us for our shading. And there a little bit. All right, I'm going to that away. I'm going to come in with our light gray granite. And do some shading here. If you haven't tried the Stampin' Blends, you really need to. It makes us all look like an artist. We don't have to be so perfect, but it covers up all of our blemishes and all. So, and it blends together like it says. You just blend the colors together. And let's do her belly with the light pretty in pink. And our light peach pie is going to be her beak and her feet. All right, so there's the bird. Now we're going to come back and do our flower. We're going to use the petunia pop, and the dark peach pie, and old olive for the leaves. So we're going to start with our dark petunia pop. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shading on our flower petals. And come back in with our light petunia pop, and we'll color the rest of our flower petals. So I better pay attention here so I don't mess up. I don't want to do a repeat and have to stamp another flower. So watch what you're doing. And put a little bit more color in there. Okay, and then we're going to do the leaves with the old olive. I had to order another old olive. This is the last of mine. This is the dark old olive, and my light old olive was all gone, so I had to put another order in for another combo pack. You get the both. You get the light and the dark. Comes in a combo pack, the two. Okay, and then we're going to do the dark peach pie for the center of our flower. All right, so that's all the coloring we've got to do. And we're going to bring our baby boss over here and do some die cutting. I need to cut this down to size so it'll fit. And snip off some of this excess. Save it for something else later. And we need our dies. Okay, we need the birdhouse. Start with. I'll come here. Okay. Right, I need to cut off a little bit more of this so it'll fit. I think it's like a 3-inch opening here, so But our birdhouse fits okay. I just had to cut off that excess. And we're going to line that up and try to cut off some washi tape here to hold this. There's some washi tape. Snipping in action. Well, then we get by with just the one. That's extra little pieces over here I want to grab. Okay. So here we have our die cut on top of our paper, and we're going to run that through. Okay, so there's our birdhouse, which isn't finished yet. We're going to add more to it. And let me take my tape off of here. Put that in my magnet roll so I don't lose it. And bring our bird and our flower over here. Let me cut this down smaller. Don't be all that. We're going to grab our die for our bird and our die for the flower. And I'm going to place that down. I'm going to use my washi tape to hold that in place so it doesn't move on me. And a little bird. I do the same. Looks like he's about right. He scoops that just a tiny bit. I've seen a dog hair on there, but I'm not going to fret about that. It's stuck to the tape. All right. Put that over there. So here's our little bird. Yes, our dies up here. Yeah, leave the tape on, I guess. So, here's our bird. There's our flower. And then we've got a mess over here. I need to get out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Didn't I not cut the... Yeah. I die cut the top of the birdhouse, which is using... It's using this die right here. And then I cut the little scallop portion, which is using this die here with their basic white. And then for the centerpiece of that, it's basic black. And that's using this really skinny die right here. I'm going to set those all up there. We're going to start attaching all this together. And I'm going to bring out my fine tip glue. And this is our fine tip glue bottle, but I refilled it with my Tombow glue. So we're going to start with the upper part of the house and get this over here where I can get a hold of it without getting too much glue on me. And I'm in camera view. Scooch this all up. I'm going to place that at the top. I'm going to pick up my birdhouse and I'm going to make sure that I'm all even. That looks good. Looks good on the back. And could be scooched down just a bit. Okay, press that down. And now I'm going to take this little black piece and I'm going to put that down next. So this is why we want to use the fine tip glue to get these small spaces. Or you could lay it on your silicone mat and use a sponge dauber to add the glue if you wanted to. But I was too lazy to find mine, so I'm going with this one. And I'm going to scooch that right up against the edge of this top portion, like so. And then we're going to add our little scalloped layer. My bottle doesn't want to stand it. And that's going to be butted right up against that black layer. Oops. Which it moved on me. Have to come back in with my glue eraser and get that off. Okay. That looks good. We'll let that dry for a moment. And then I guess I got to cut the bottom piece yet and then do that. So we're going to bring over our paper again. And I want to find the one that has little dots, which is this one here. And we're going to cut out the bottom portion of our birdhouse, which is this die right here. And I need to bring my baby boss back over here into the picture. And I'm just going to cut this little piece off and just run that through there. And hold that down with that little piece of paper or washi tape. Try not to shake the table too much. Okay, put that over there. Here's the bottom of our birdhouse. And this is going to go right across that. So we're going to attach that with our glue. Let me get my lid back on here. Bring over my regular bottle of glue. And we're going to some glue on the bottom of that. And we're going to add that to the bottom of our birdhouse. And am I straight? Just line those up a little bit. Okay. And put that aside. Let me find my pieces here. We're all hiding a little bit. I'm going to bring over, what did I do with that? No, there it is. I put some adhesive sheets on the back of my black cardstock, so I've been cutting little bits and pieces out of it. So I'm going to cut out the hole for our birdhouse, and I'm using the 3/4 inch punch, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't have the 3/4 inch punch anymore, so I think this one's probably one from Hobby Lobby or something that I'd gotten. I wish they'd bring our punches all back again. They brought back a few, but not all of them. All right, and then for our little haul, where did I put my punch? No, it's right there in front of me. I'm using this. I think this was in a trio of punches. I don't remember what it was called. But it's retired now. And so I apologize for using retired items. And we're going to just punch that out right there. Okay. Scooch back in my chair here. Get scooched up here. So I'm going to take the backing off of that. And I'm going to place my little black circle at my birdhouse opening right there. And the same with this one, but I think I'm going to use my take your pick tool to pop that off. It's kind of small to hang on to. See if I can do that or not. Here we go. Well, if I can get it to sit still, I will. There. And I'll leave that on the take your pick tool and just place that in that little circle. All right, and now we're going to place our birdhouse up on dimensionals, which are right here. And again, I'm going to put plenty on here so it doesn't sink in the middle on me. And we don't like saggy cards. So, and right there, I think that should do it. Turn my card around or I'll be putting it upside down. And take those backings off with our take your pick tool. Just dump them in the trash. Whoops. Pulled that one right off of there. It was stuck to me good. Let me get my finger off of there. That dimensional was sticky. Okay, we're going to place this in the center. And maybe right up there looks good. And then we're going to take our flower, and we're going to do the same like our other one. We're going to just add some glue. And place that down. And the same with our bird. We're going to take a mini dimensional and put one on his tail. And just glue on the rest of them. And we're going to place our little bird off to this side. And I'm thinking I might want to put a dimensional underneath that flower. It's kind of sinking. So we're going to pull the backing off of that and kind of slip it underneath here if we can, without damaging too much. Yeah, that holds it up better. And I've already die cut the flower, which is, like I said, this die right here. And we're going to add a little bit of glue to the back of him. Place them up on the top of the birdhouse. And we need to add our leaves. So I'm going to start with the double one. I think I put a few more leaves on this one than I did my folder. So I'm going to place that in there. And I'm going to snip off this edge of this leaf. And we can't slip that up underneath there. And it's not going to, but it looks like it's coming out of there, so it's fine. And maybe another one up here. The double one. And I'm going to snip off part of that. I can't quite get it in all the way underneath there. I glued it down good. There. All right. I think think that's enough leaves. And we could put one up here maybe. Yeah, why not? Are all these going the same direction? Yeah, this is good. All right, we got some extra leaves for next time. And again, I have made a bow out of that same ribbon. It's a double bow, shabby chic. And that's going to go right here with our mini glue dots. And take your pick tool and roll that up into a little ball or a log. And we're going to place that down to the bottom of our birdhouse. And trucks are going by and honking at my husband. I guess they know him. All right. And we're going to trim up our tails a little bit here. You can raffle that a little bit more if you want it to be more shabby. And now we're going to bring over our rhinestones. And I just placed them there for a minute. And, oops, I got thread sticking to me. I've got glue on my fingers. I'm going to place a little rhinestone in the middle of that flower on the top of the birdhouse. And I'm going to go with the medium size one there, and then a small one at an angle from that one. So we've got 3 embellishments on there. Yeah, it's not going to go in there. I'll wait. I'll fix it later. And I got a rhinestone stuck to me. And we'll put that one right there. All right, so on the inside, I've got a strip of the Designer Series paper, which matches the front side. And that is a 1/2 inch by 5.5. It will be. I'm going to cut it down to size. So we're going to attach that to the edge of our card, inside of our card. And I probably should have stamped my sentiment first in case I got to put another layer in here, but I'm going to wish for the best. And we're going to place that alongside this side, the right side of our inside of our card. And bring my sentiment, which is hoping you have the best day ever. And we're going to use just our black Memento ink. And we're going to stamp that centered at the upper portion of our inside of our card. That looks good. I was kind of worried. I had ink on my block there. I thought it was going to transfer onto my card. I thought, oh no. Okay, so I'll turn this over. We'll snip off that excess. Getting glue all over my scissors, but that's okay. We use a alcohol swab to clean it off. All right, so there's our card. And move things out of the way. So what do you think of today's projects? So our little notepad holder. I got to fix those flowers later. With our Velcro closure. And then our card to match, which says hello friend, with our bird and our flower and all that. Hoping you have the best day ever. So what do you think of today's projects? Give me a thumbs up or didn't like them or something. Did you like the 3D project along with the card idea that I did today? Would you like to see more projects, 3D projects, instead of so many cards? give me some ideas. I'm willing to listen to any suggestions. I hope you enjoyed today. Yeah, we didn't do too bad, an hour and a half. That's pretty good. That's what I usually like to keep mine at. I know last week was a little bit longer. I think it was close to 2 hours, or maybe it was a little over 2 hours. But that's all I have for you today. Next week, we'll be doing some more new projects. This is the new bundle out of the catalog. So there's them the dies, which I have lost. I don't want to bump too many things here. Okay, here's the partial dies. I already used some of them in today's project. I got to put back in here. But this is the Country Birdhouse, and I think it was on page 50, if you missed that. And of course, our new catalog started today, so we're all excited. And Sharon, I need to get you yours yet, so maybe we can meet up the next day or two, and I can get it to you. So these are our projects for today, and here's the one that I did previously that Jack liked really well. So I guess I couldn't mess up the flowers on that one because they're all the same design, so that's why I guess I didn't pay any attention. But this one I used 3 Velcro on it, but I don't really need that many of them. I think just the one does the trick, so. Yeah, Sharon, that's fine. I'll be here. What time do you think? Hope she's okay. Maybe you can meet JoJo at the same time. Okay, so here's my original. Here are the projects we did today. And I want to invite you to come back again next week, same time. I'm thinking that the 11 o'clock time slot's working pretty good. So we're going to keep it next week, which will be May 8th at 11 a.m. Central Time, if that works for everybody. So until then, thank you for being here. Okay, Sharon, that's good. Glad that she's not sick or nothing. We worry about our fur babies. Okay, so till next week, May 8th, 11 a.m. Central Time. Y'all have a good week, and give me some suggestions if you want me to do more 3D projects, less cards, or kind of mix it up, or I'll see what I can come up with. So thank you for being here. I want to say goodbye. Have a good week. Bye.